If I'm not mistaken, I think I can still smell your wife's pussy stink on my gun. Hope it doesn't rust the barrel. Target down.
Hey guys, it's Tony here at Gamefreakblog, just bringing you another video. Now, if you've come to my channel or if you've come to Matt Shotty's channel, you'll see that this video is a little bit something different. I've been asked by Matt Shotty to do a guest commentary. This is one of Matt's killer games on Homefront, and I'm absolutely honoured that he's asked me to do this. Me and Matt chat a lot all the time on Twitter. You know, we're in touch on YouTube all the time. I think we started off our channels at around about the same time, and he was putting up some Homefront videos, and I absolutely loved Homefront. And I got in touch with him saying, you know, it's really good that someone's putting up some Homefront videos, and he's been going at it ever since. You know, if you've been checking out his run and gun episodes, which are absolutely fantastic, his grindhouse gameplays, brilliant stuff. And whenever Matt puts up a new video, I crack out a beer, light up a fag and sit back and watch it, because I know I'm going to be entertained. So I'm really honoured that he's asked me to do this guest commentary. What I'm going to do is, I'm not going to obviously comment on his gameplay. I'm just going to give a few little opinions about online gaming in the first-person genre, just in general. Now listen, these are my opinions, they're not the opinions of Matt. So please, if you disagree with these opinions, by all means leave a comment, but don't just go disliking his video just because you don't like what I've been saying. You know, it's my opinion. If you've got beef, come to my channel, slag me off over there. But, you know, I hope you just enjoy this. I've got a few little things that I just kind of go along with when I play a first-person game, whether it's new, whether it's old, or whatever. And the first point that I really want to make through is practicing. You know, you've really kind of got to practice at these games. You know, jumping into a new game, if you've never played Battlefield or Homefront or whatever before, it can be a little bit intimidating. So what I usually always do, I never really jump into the multiplayer mode of a new game straight away. I'll usually always go through the campaign mode, which allows you to get used to the kind of physics of the game. It allows you to get used to the weapons. You know, there's the great thing in Call of Duty, you've got the combat training there, so you can jump in and effectively play like a virtual online game without it affecting your score if that's something that you're really bothered about. So the first point I want to make is just practice. Just get used to the game, get used to the mechanics, get used to the guns, the perks, whatever it is. If that's Battlefield, Homefront, Halo, Call of Duty, you really need to go in and practice at the game. The second point that I want to make is don't worry too much about your online stats. You really need to distance yourself from those stats, such as like your kill death ratio, leveling up. If you're worried about those too much, you're not playing the game. You know, I've been to big commentators' channels, and they're putting up games, and you know, want people to join them from Twitter, and they're like saying, I'll only play with you if you've got a kill death ratio of 3.0, or saying, you know, if your kill death ratio is only this, then I'm not going to have a game with you. It's like, you know what, fuck you. You know, playing competitively, you know, may have a part in your game. If you love playing competitively, then of course your kill death ratio is going to be important, but what does it matter? You know, you're never going to get laid, it's never going to get you a job. If you start talking to people at parties about your KD ratio, they'll just smile at you politely and walk in the other direction. You know, it's why are you judging yourself over some digital stats that mean absolutely nothing? It's pathetic, you know. So just wipe out all that. Don't worry about your kill death ratio, what prestige level that you are. Prestige just shows how long you've been playing the game. It's nothing really to do with your skill, whatever at all. You play it for long enough, you'll be up to level 10, level 15 prestige, whatever it is. The third point I want to make is find your own play style. You know, mix up the classes, change them around according to the flow of the game. You know, don't bring a knife to a gunfight is what the wise people will always say. If the enemy's using loads of tanks, you know, change to an engineer class or something with a rocket launcher to take them out. If the other team are constantly sniping, you know, they've just taken up sniper positions and they're, you know, you just can't get anywhere near them for sniping, then counter snipe. Get the sniping class on, look for where they are, and just stop picking them off. You'll really start to kind of like get them frustrated, you know. There's the whole thing about camping as well, and lots of people slag off camping and all this kind of thing. You know, as far as I'm concerned, camping is a play style. It's nothing more. You know, if you're bitching about camping, don't get angry, just get even with them. You know, there are lots of different tactics that you can use to take out campers. I think it was in episode 3 of Run and Gun where Matt and his team, they're on this kind of like level. The campers are being like really hideous. They're spamming kind of like tanks and whatever right at the start of it. So what Matt and the team kind of like do, they just say, okay, we're going to play you at your own game. They go, they wipe out all the campers from this hill, and then they dominate. They sit down, they kind of work as a team, they kind of pin down all the routes there, and the other team can't do anything. They literally can't do anything, and it culminates with Matt getting in the Hind gunship, or whatever their bloody helicopter is. I think it's a Hind anyway, and then he just goes around and literally decimates the other team. They have absolutely no answer to it. So there's always a kind of counter, you know, whether you're being sniped, whether you're being you're up against campers, there's always a counter to it, and you've just got to adjust your play style accordingly to that. You know, don't be afraid of mixing up classes in game. Don't just stick to one. You really need to kind of adapt as the kind of game allows, which, you know, that's kind of like my fourth point. Basically, if it doesn't work for you, just change it. That's the third point. The fourth point that I've got is learn the maps. I mean, it sounds really simple, but it's really, really important. On any maps, you need to learn the choke points, the camp spots, the spawn locations, where the objectives are. You know, if you've got to if you've got to capture flags or anything like this. You know, vetoing maps, as far as I'm concerned, it can be like really, really frustrating. You know, the amount of times I've jumped into a game and people are shouting veto, veto, and they're swapping the map over straight away, and it's like, you know what, I don't care if I have to play the same map again and again and again, because you learn that map. You know, it really, really gets you used to it. You know, if you had a bad game in a map and the same map comes up again, don't just jump out just because you've played it. You know, just play the map all over again. You know, pay attention to the mini map as well. It's something that not a lot of people really pay attention to. You know, the amount of times I'm having battles with friends online, and they're, oh, some guy just ran up and stabbed me, or some guy just took me out from here, and it's like they're not really paying attention to the mini map. You know, you can always see where people are firing from the flashes and people are following up behind you. If you pay close attention to your mini map, you'll find that your game kind of like improves. You don't actually get found out too much. You know, just pay attention to that, where you're going. Don't stay in one spot too long. You know, if you're camping and you get a few kills, move on, because you know as well as I do that those people are just going to be coming for revenge kills straight away. They're going to come straight back and find you. So just move position into you know, a place where you should be, or where you were, and then just take them out when they come for you. That's the fourth point. My final point on this, because time is running out: have fun. You've just spent 50 odd quid or whatever on this game. It's yours, so mess about with it. Some of the best games that I've ever had are just games where we just mess about. We go into Halo Forge mode, we're playing some absolutely insane maps, and I'll be up all night laughing my head off. You know, get on forums, get on Twitter, find good people to kind of like play with. You know, one of my friends the other night, he got his very first mortar strike and he was as happy as Larry. So guys, this is just a real, I could spend 9 hours talking about all this, but thanks for watching. Thanks for Matt to give me this best guest commentary on here. I could talk about this subject forever and ever and ever, but this is Tony from Gamefreakblog signing out. Take care, guys.